Hey, Bad Luna here. Everyone wants the finals to provide a different type of experience, and this is definitely a game that sees a ton of changes right now. And I think a very big part of it is the game could be anything you really desire. It very much strikes more as a sandbox type shooter, but it could also be competitive. But wait Luna, dear viewer Timmy here. What do you mean it could be competitive? The whole game is basically made like some type of glorified esport tournament. Anyway, hold your horses Timmy, let's start the video here. If you haven't heard about Embark Studios, or the game, The Finals, at all, it makes a lot of sense. This game seems to have no budget at all for marketing. Yeah, so you know you're a very indie YouTuber, Bad Luna need to talk about it. And because I'm not like the other YouTubers, I will definitely not take a Shadow Legend sponsorship. This is totally not like reverse psychology at all. Please send sponsorship. The developers behind the finals is called Embark Studios, based out of Stockholm. The company themselves was only founded in 2018, and currently Embark is working on 2 games, The Finals and an upcoming game called Arc Raiders. The Finals is a first-person shooter, but what makes it so cool and sandboxy, it very much takes the game not very seriously. Part of it is that of course the whole theme that is a glorified esport tournament that you as the player take part of, but also that the whole arena is destructive and sometimes leads to some crazy and silly fights, like removing a whole bridge, or just fighting the raw blow with the cash out. But I'm getting ahead of myself. It also gives the map designers an opportunity to make some really weird and different looking maps. Hey, so future post-edit Luna here. I was working on this video for a decent amount of time, and since there's all new season and a lot of this information in the video probably isn't as correctly as it was a few months ago, I still hope you guys are gonna keep watching and enjoying the video, and please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you. We can see the maps like Saucy Wazzy Among Us Horizon, that is the current newest map in the map pool. The cool feature about this, if you ever beta tested or play tested any video game, this whole map kinda have this spiel about being a playtest kind of thing with these temporary textures. Of course these missing textures is a very common thing you can see on something like Counter-Strike. I'm so sorry if you ever want to make a map for Counter-Strike, but we have this thing called the Hammer SDK where you can just kinda make your own little thing. That's why you see so many crazy orange looking maps on the Steam Workshop. This is also called the Mesa textures. And these textures are literally just here for the map makers to make some easy, quick build to playtest before actually making the map pretty. And just very quickly to compare, on the left side you see the Saucy Horizon textures, and on the right side you see the Mesa textures from the Hammer SDK. And as you can see, they are extremely similar, and of course I know this because they used to make Counter-Strike maps, but that's besides the point. Of course, not all the maps are great. I think Las Vegas is a great example of a map that looks very pretty and pushes the game engine to its limit. But I just don't like the map. Half the time I have no idea where places are, where to go, and where I'm getting shot from. I know already I'm getting older. And games like this probably isn't for old people like me. And therefore after I'm done recording this video, I'll take my dementia medication and go to bed. I think it's very hard to pick my favorite map, because I think most of them actually do a really good job. But Seoul has a special place in my heart. Of course the biggest part of the map pool is all the different maps have small changes and variation to them. A map like Monaco has the church in some maps, and other maps it's just not there. And this is why I think Seoul is probably my favorite map. All the different variations of the map is the part of Seoul I wanna play. Of course, if I could, I would always pick the construction site at night. That is the version of Seoul I would prefer more than anything. But the key here is consistency. And I still believe all the versions are good. I hate to bring Las Vegas up again, but if you look at the Las Vegas map, the only real way and how to play the map would be the Sandstorm version. All the other versions makes me want to do something in a video game. But of course, since it's a live service game, you bet your ass there's some weird cosmetics in this game. And it of course helps that the game doesn't take itself very seriously. And not to start off, God, can we just normalize adding each part of a skin to kind of mix and match? I love that you can combine all the skins together to make some funny and really ridiculous outfits. Well, kind of like this one. And of course, as we already talked about, the finals doesn't take anything seriously, yet gives the developers a lot of wiggle room to make some cool, new and interesting gadgets we don't see in shooters often. Of course, weapon gadgets and loadouts are very different in the finals. In a weird way, the finals is very much close to a hero shooter, since you have 3 different type of classes that all have different type of weapons, gadgets and so on. You have heavy, medium and light. The quick viewer in the audience probably would already have guessed that the heavy have more HP, but doesn't move as fast. And of course in the opposite way, a light player would have less HP, but would move a lot faster. While the medium would be in some type of equilibrium in the middle between light and heavy. On paper this adds a type of rock, paper, scissors element into the finals. A heavy player would very likely have a better matchup against a light player, while a medium would have a better matchup against something like a heavy player. Of course the weapons and gadgets found in each class support their playstyle. Or the certain archetype of builds you can go with each class. One of the really fun gadgets for the light is the vanishing bomb. Most of the archetype about the light is either about entering fights or exiting fights, doing a lot of damage. A glass cannon if you will. And basically the vanishing bomb gives you a few seconds of invincibility. And pairing this with the cloaking device, you can kind of fit a rogue or stealth type aesthetic that I personally really enjoy, and I think it's a big flavor win. Since I'm a certified big boy, also known as big guy, big man, it's just obvious that I have to main heavy, and that has been my main for the majority of my playtime. Heavy has a very different playstyle than most of the other classes, and it's majority just a sight holder and a bullet sponge. And the majority of the gadgets and the kit itself is shields, more shields, and whatever this type of goo is. I'm of course not allowed to show this on YouTube, but I think you can imagine what is the opposite side of the centering screen. And of course the biggest flavor win is the big hammer and the big slam for the big boy. All I'm saying, just look at that hunk of a man. It's just... Okay, I guess before getting carried away, there's also the medium class. And since I dislike everything about this class, I'm just gonna say, loading into Las Vegas, seeing 3 mediums with 2 healing beams from turrets will always be my 13th reason. Another really important aspect about the finals always will be the movement system that is very attractive to a ton of players. If you ever played any KC or just a retired Titanfall gamer, you know how important it is to have movement systems in video games, because it will make and break the feeling of any type of shooter. The finals, this movement system goes so extremely deep. Everything from window hopping to vertical jump pads and U-turning ziplines. That is just some of the movement tech the game have. Of course, I'm not a big movement guy myself. I've never really been interested in KC, but the competitive element in the finals have made me realize this is a fun thing to actually learn. And I would probably give a different movement shooter a chance because of this. Even though I think the finals is a very good game and I enjoy playing it a lot, I still think there's a lot of issues. First, the game doesn't really have identity. Yeah, sure, we can always go back to the point about you put identity into the game, but it just becomes to a point where a lot of the updates seems rather directionless. And there's not really a clear cut on what the game wants to be. You want to be all these different things. You want to be a arcadic hero shooter, but you also want to be competitive esport. Of course, that's okay if you like those type of vibes, but I think it reflects the player base is very split and don't really know what the future beholds. Will I even care to fight and play the list next season if I don't like the game, or to do a big change that I just don't care about? Of course, I already kinda dated this video and said I've been recording this for a long time. A good example is how Terminal Attack have just totally split the rank community. Of course, Terminal Attack was a limited game mode that fits more the CS style of gaming. Now the only way to play ranked would be to play Terminal Attack. Of course, some players would love this. The Terminal Attack game mode was fun, personally. I still think a lot of players didn't like it. A lot of players is probably bored with Counter-Strike and Valorant and that CS-alike game modes. And that's the reason why they play ranked the finals, because they want an alternative to a shooter game that just normally play besides the finals. I very much think the game will do just fine in the future. I'm not sure how long the game will last, and I just hope it gets the chance to really become something. Generally the game is good. It feels good, it's fun, and everything I already said a million times in this video. I still recommend everyone to play it. I think you should go check it out. I'm pretty sure the game is on console as well as PC. But the future will decide if the finals will be the name blasted around every big stadium holding esport tournaments, or it'll just be a little niche community that doesn't really see the light of day. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so sorry I haven't uploaded much lately. I've just been doing a lot of different stuff in my life. I haven't really had time to making videos. But anyway, I hope you guys gonna go join the Discord, check out the second channel, and yeah, I think that's it. See you guys. Bye!